And I believe that in Bitcoin, you can say whether the system is working or not working. From what I can tell, the system works. It is the most successful way to handle money in the world's past. In 15 years, it went from nothing to $1.4 trillion. There's no reason why it couldn't go to $140 trillion. It looks like it will reach $14 trillion. Taking a closer look, the protocol as it stands seems like it could grow to the point where it makes up 5, 10, or even 20% of the world's capital. It will change everything and give every country, company, and organization freedom, sovereignty, and sound money. We're going that way right now. So why would you want to get in the way of that? We know that the spot ETFs for Bitcoin are okay. The acceptance of spot Bitcoin ETFs, on the other hand, was the most important event in this epoch. That pretty much meant crossing the gap, which meant that Bitcoin is not an asset class worth hundreds of billions of dollars, but one worth 10 to $100 trillion. That was a 10x to 100. Hey CryptoFem, nice to see you again. Michael Saylor's told you about the possible futures for Bitcoin. $10 trillion with a possible market cap of $100 trillion. We're also going to talk about some new Bitcoin news. Look at this picture of Bitcoin. The last week has been really dull. It went as high as about $70,500. It got as low as 66.8. We're going to talk about some new news from this week. Get some TA. Stay tuned for all of this information. To see how much Bitcoin the Hong Kong Bitcoin ETFs hold, go here. Here you can see that they have kept adding Bitcoin over the last 5 weeks. It dropped for a while, but the number of Bitcoin ETFs has been going up over the past week. There are now $245 million worth of them. It's not a lot, but you can see that some people in Hong Kong want to keep these Bitcoin ETFs. Then you should look at how many Bitcoin have been bought from us ETFs in the last 2 weeks. This picture shows that a lot of money was going into these ETFs the week of May 13th. You can see right here that there were about 10,000 Bitcoins that week. That's a lot of good days, as you can see. More and more Bitcoin is going into these ETFs. That's great to see, and I don't think this will slow down anytime soon since the CPI inflation report was lower than expected. That is danger on assets. That's where people tend to put their money. That is what Bitcoin has shown us. The amount of Bitcoin that has been bought here in the last 2 weeks is crazy. For sure, this is a good sign for the future. After that, we'll look at Bitcoin and its technical side. You can see right here what happened last week. Bitcoin hit a high point of about 71,500. A support level has been found at about 67,000 a few times. As of right now, the main number we're looking at for Bitcoin is around 67,000. At the moment, resistance is around $70,000. It's possible that Bitcoin will break out and try to reach its all-time high again if it can get back up to $70,000 by the start of next week. It will be possible for Bitcoin to go through that all-time high if we can break it. You can really see Bitcoin going into price discovery mode and going up. From there, no one knows how high it could go. Then we'll talk about some news again. President Biden blocked a bill that would have let banks with a lot of rules cut Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. So far, there has been some back and forth about whether President Biden is for or against crypto. Elizabeth Warren wants to get the Democratic Party to form an army against crypto. Last week, both the House and the Senate passed the FIT21 bill, but President Biden has been back and forth on it. It looks like he might not like crypto. He will lose votes because of this. There are a lot of people in the Bitcoin and crypto worlds who are only going to vote for the president they think will help their money the most. Biden doesn't seem to support freedom either. This is not a good sign. Biden and the Democrats seem to be trying to hurt crypto and Bitcoin more than anything else. It does not make sense. The future will tell us what will happen. But it looks like President Biden is not at all for crypto right now. Donald Trump, on the other hand, was found guilty last week on 34 of the 34 counts he was charged with. However, he has said in public over the last 2 weeks, "Hey, I love Bitcoin. Warren won't be able to get her hands on your Bitcoin." The army against crypto will fail. Remember that. Biden might be against crypto. Trump is also in favor of crypto. We also know that RFK is running. He also backs Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. The most important news from last week was that the healthcare business Semler Scientific bought 580 Bitcoin worth $40 million. They also made Bitcoin their main asset for keeping money in the bank. They did this because they saw how well MicroStrategy was doing. They thought they were in the same situation. Now they are going to use MicroStrategy in their own unique way. This is very important. In the future, more widely traded companies in the US might do this. We know this because MicroStrategy will do better as Bitcoin does better. It will get better for Semler Scientific. Then other businesses will see it and think, hey, Maybe we should do the same thing. Not many widely traded companies in the US are doing this at the moment. That change is likely to happen in the future. Finally, here's a fun fact. You would have made a 933% gain if you had spent your $1,200 stimulus check on Bitcoin. It is now worth $12,392. That was an aid check we got in 2020. During that time, Bitcoin has definitely done very well. Also, here's one more interesting fact. What a house costs in US dollars vs. Bitcoin. This shows that the average home price in 2016 was $288,000. That is nearly $664 in Bitcoin. It was $628,000 in 2020. At the time, that was about 545 Bitcoin. The average home now costs $434,000 in 2024. 6.6 Bitcoin is about that much. What should you buy, a house or Bitcoin? It looks like Bitcoin will continue to do better than the home market. But guys, that's all I had for today's film. Just a quick one today. I just want to catch you up. Things that took place last week in the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency world, it looks like these ETFs could really bring in more money over the next week or two as well. That level of $70,000 could be broken by the price of Bitcoin, which would then go back up to its old all-time high. That's something that could happen. It's not a given that it will happen, but keep an eye out for it. However, please tell me what you folks thought about that in the space below. My name is Aaron and I work for Bitcoin Bros. Hello everyone, I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.